Hey guys, this is chapter 6 of the class where we will be sketching using our silhouettes and also refining them first. So first, let's look at our silhouettes and pick a few to refine. We will use those refined silhouettes as a base to sketch on later. We had these silhouettes done last time. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to pick a few of these. So let's say this one. I will copy on a new layer. This one. Let's see. Maybe this one? And let's pick this one. Oh, I have two of the same ones. Here we go. Okay, makes 4. Okay, now that we have the silhouettes we want to refine, I'll show you how I usually go about refining my silhouettes, going from these rough ones right here. When refining your silhouettes, what you should do is look out for your shapes and see how they influence your silhouette. So carve in and out of your silhouette to see what happens. It's like a very visual process, so don't be afraid to try things and see what shapes work on your silhouette and how they can influence it. For example, on this one, as you know, start refining the shape of the sword here in the back. What I want for the silhouette is to keep it mostly very centered with like the big sword going out of the character's back. We don't really see her face, but that's okay. Gotta redo their arms a bit here. I like the kind of bug shape their shoulder plates are giving. Sort of like a beetle or something. So I'll play with that. Also giving them a cape like this would be nice. See how now the silhouette is like almost completely filled? What to do is work out more of the bottom half. Give it some space here. Since the whole silhouette is like very top heavy with like the cape, the shoulder plates and stuff, I'm gonna try making the bottom a bit less detailed, but just to give it some kind of structure on those legs. We make the shoulder plates pop out a little more. So this character right here that we have, I mostly want them to keep this like square shape going, so I'm adding a lot of like rounded squares, but just keeping it very square in general. Using shapes like with a more rectangular feel to make them very sturdy looking. I want this guy to be like very strong and kind of like an immovable object, sort of. Make this sword like kind of pop out in the back like this. Kind of looks like the head is like the sword's like handle here. Just kind of funny. I'm gonna keep that, and we add this like those like ribbons that we have on the reference board here that we saw last time when looking at these like sword designs, like Chinese sword designs. So add that here. Yes. Okay. Now I'm gonna move on to this silhouette. Actually, what I'm gonna do is probably separate these in another layer. So you have this one like here. Okay, now that we have this one here, this one over here. I'm gonna start refining this guy. So here, what we have is silhouette. This helmet, the samurai helmet that you use to incorporate on the character's head here. You start maybe pulling out more helmet shapes. Also like the dragon coming out of their helmet. So I'm gonna put it on top like this, like an S shape. Well, this character is really square as well. They have a lot more dynamic shapes involved, like triangles here. So I'm gonna keep these curves very loose to kind of mimic this like curve shape here and the S curve here. You want your shapes to like echo with each other so that they don't feel as like, I guess, stranded in some type of way. Here I'm going to carve in negative spaces to indicate their legs. And lastly, maybe refine this sword shape a bit. I'm gonna keep it like this here so it shows the left arm. With the lasso tool, what's interesting is that you can also like create like really thin lines to kind of separate the shapes in your silhouette better. We'll use it here to kind of indicate this is behind the character, kind of like a cape. Now onto these silhouettes. I'll put these together. Might merge them on the same layer. These guys. So for this one, there's the idea of like the bunny looking ears here or something. I think I'm gonna push that. It looks like it has horns. But that's okay. I don't know if I want my character to have horns yet, but it's just about just experimenting and seeing where I can push my shapes to make it feel like more interesting. Usually what I like to do is really exaggerate the shapes at first to then pull back later and make them a bit less extravagant and more, I guess, realistic.